Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make the cherry cheese Danish. So you'll usually serve this with apple Danish that goes on one tray together. So this Danish is pretty easy, and you can make this interchangeable. So say you didn't want to use cherry, you can change it out with a blueberry pie filling, peach pie filling, etc. We just chose cherry because lots of guests like cherry, so that's why we chose it. So in here, I'm making a much smaller amount. You are going to combine softened cream cheese, and it says in your recipe to microwave it, or you can just leave it out at room temperature, just so you can kind of work with it. And you would be doing this in your kitchen mixer. For the purpose of the demo, I'm just going to do it in a bowl, okay? And with this, you are going to combine your sugar, powdered sugar, which I've already put in there, and a little bit of vanilla. And again, my amounts are much smaller, so yours will be in a much larger quantity, okay? And you're just going to mix this together until it's nice and smooth. So I will be right back and show you that consistency. Okay, so we're back and our cheese mixture is ready to go. All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to put that on your puff pastries. And the puff pastries we buy pre-cut just like so. You can buy them in sheets, and then you can cut your sizes out. That's why sometimes you'll see a Danish that's like a square, and then you take the two corners and fold in. We like to stick with these because they look pretty, they puff up, and they already have this nice little circle amount, and it's easy to judge how much you want to put in there. So you're going to put about a teaspoon onto each of your puff pastries, and you're going to put that right into the center, okay? Just like so. And then you're going to take a butter knife, and you're just going to kind of spread it out. Just like so. Like the filling. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you are going to take, I'm using just some canned pie cherry filling, okay, and I am going to do, I should be wearing gloves, I'm going to put 3 of them in the center of each one. Now, if you think to yourself, I think it needs more, you always want it to be an odd number. So 4 kind of looks weird, but then when you add that 5th, it's more visually appealing. Okay, so you always want it to be an odd number. I wouldn't put any more than 5. And sometimes when you open these canned cherries, the cherries are absolutely huge. So you can kind of be the judge of that. And then obviously check with your teacher, but just always focus with presentation. You don't want too much of the gel. So it sits in this gel. You don't want too much of that because that's kind of going to ooze when you bake these. So don't have too much of that. Okay, and one more. And then these are going to bake in the oven at 350 degrees, and you're going to cook them until the puff pastry is light golden brown. So it will take about 15 minutes, all right? Before we put them in the oven, you want to take your egg wash, and just a recap, an egg wash is egg mixed with a little bit of water or milk, and this helps make a light brown color. So you're just going to go around the edges to give them that light golden brown color. You're not going to go on top of the cherries here because they're already going to brown because of all the sugar that's in the gel. So you don't need to put anything on there. Alright, so I will show you these when they come out of the oven. Hello, so we're back, and the cherry cheese Danish just came out of the oven, and you can see the cheese kind of cooked with the sugar, light golden brown, and they look beautiful. So now you need to top them with something to add even more kind of sweetness to this, because the cheese isn't as sweet as you would think it would be. So I'm going to be making this like vanilla icing or drizzle. So in here I have, and it's a much smaller ratio than you'll use, a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar to 2 teaspoons of milk. Okay, and you're just going to mix it together just until you see, and I'm going to need a little bit more sugar. So alright, so now this is the right texture, nice and liquidy, but still pourable. and thick enough so it doesn't just go everywhere. So you want to pour these on. I like to pour this on after these have cooled because then you can see the drizzle. Right now these are hot, so the drizzle is probably going to melt into the Danish, but that's okay, all right? But yours, you'll put it on when it's cooled, okay? So to do this, you're just going to take a fork and kind of go back and forth. You could also, if you wanted to, put this in one of the squirt bottles and kind of go back and forth. So you can see it's kind of melting. Once these have cooled, they hold their shape, and then it looks like you drizzled it on. But you get the idea. All right, you'll put this on a tray, a platter, serve it with tongs. Enjoy.